Hey guys, okay, it's Corey here with Mom's Running Club, and I'm coming to you from my living room today because it is a super gray and dreary day, and this is literally the best place I could find in the house with some decent light. It's the best light I could find. So what I want to talk to you about today is reevaluating goals. So at the beginning of the year, I did a post and I did a video, and I talked about how real world moms in the real world set goals, because as moms, we have a lot of demands on our energy and our time and our spirit and our emotions. And so it's hard for moms to sometimes set goals related to our own personal satisfaction and our taking time away from our family for our health and wellness. And so how I talked at the beginning of the year, how real world moms set goals. Now we're coming up on the end of the first quarter of the year. I don't know why, but I have always liked to think about my health and wellness in terms of quarters, and I kind of reevaluate quarterly. And I think a lot of that has to do with kind of the racing season. You know, winter is a pretty quiet time, and so at the first of the year, everybody's thinking about making new goals and new health and wellness goals. And so I kind of look to the spring races, and then I get to the end of March and I kind of go, okay, where am I at? How's my training going? Have I had an injury that has caused me to kind of derail? And how do I revisit my goals for the next quarter, which puts us through to around the 1st of July. So I think training programs often come in, 12 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks, 16 weeks. 12 weeks is a really common length of time for a training program. So I think that might contribute to my desire to kind of reevaluate quarterly. But I like to reevaluate quarterly. And one thing that I'm learning with our moms in Mom's Running Club in our private group is that quarterly is really a nice time to go, okay, it's been 3 months. What have you accomplished? Where have you struggled? And how do we look to the next 3 months? Because 3 months is also a great period of time to make a big impact in your health and your wellness and your habits. So if you look at, okay, what am I going to do over the next 3 months? It's an opportunity to say, I'm going to make this change or that change. And then 3 months from now, I'll reevaluate. In that post I referred to a minute ago, that real world goal setting for busy moms, I talk about when busy moms are setting goals, we kind of have to evaluate our goals and make sure that we really put most of our energy into just 1 or 2 areas of our health and our fitness and our spirit and our wellness, because the reality is we're busy and life takes over. And so I really like to encourage moms to go, what's that one thing I'm going to focus on right now? That one thing that if I nailed it, I would feel amazing and strong, and it would give me a sense of confidence and empowerment going forward. So I still like the idea of that one goal, with a secondary goal, maybe a third goal, but that one goal that is, this is it. This is where I'm going to put most of my energy, because if I nail this, I will feel amazing. So I still like that idea. However, as you go forward, that one goal might change. So here we are coming up on the end of the first quarter of 2018. So how can you reevaluate and set new goals? Okay. Ideally, you've got a race goal, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Ideally, there's a race goal in the spring, and then you look to the summer races if you're interested in running. If you're not interested in running, that's a-okay too, because you can still form non-scale victories, and I'll talk about that as well. But the first thing that I want you to be thinking about when it comes to reevaluating your goals. So it's 2018, you had some ideas for 2018 and what you wanted to accomplish. We're now coming up on the end of the first quarter. So rather than saying, I blew my New Year's resolution in the second week, I'm done, and maybe I'll try again in 2019. The new quarter is an opportunity to revamp and look at where you might have struggled, but also where you succeeded. And so that's the first thing that I want to encourage you to do as you're reevaluating your goals, and that is celebrate your victories, okay? It's just like when our kids bring home a report card. The first thing we want to do is we want to kind of say, give them a pat on the back for what they're doing well. It's just like when your boss, evaluates you at work, or you evaluate an employee at work. We always want to focus on what they're doing well and build them up and give them some positive feedback. And there's 2 reasons for that. Number 1, people are always more likely to embrace constructive criticism if there's something they're feeling, if they already feel a little bit built up. And I want you to do it. As moms, we're so critical of ourselves. So I want you to try to embrace that for yourself as well. This idea that there's something you're doing well. It may not even be a health and fitness goal. Maybe in the beginning of 2018, you've nailed your water. Or maybe you've developed a fitness habit that you hadn't had before. Maybe you're eating more veggies or you're planning your meals better. Whatever it is, take a moment and take a little stock in that and give yourself a pat on the back and feel good about that. So the first thing you want to do is you want to take a moment and celebrate what you're doing well. Recognize what you're doing well and give yourself a pat on the back. I said there were 2 reasons why we do that. Number 1, first reason is just to feel a little affirmation and feel a little positivity. But the second reason is that where you are succeeding can inform how you move forward. So let's say, for example, you have nailed that water habit. Let's say that you didn't get in all the workouts and maybe you haven't completely overhauled your nutrition, but you've built that water habit. You're drinking more water and you're feeling good about that. So where in building that habit, what were the tricks that you applied? How did you make that happen? Because it's going to be different for everyone. Building a habit, whatever that habit is going to be different for everyone. So you need to look at your own experiences and your own success and say, okay, well, I know what I did. You know what? I found a water bottle that I really love and I kept it with me at all times and I just refilled it over and over throughout the day. Or you know what I did? I started ticking it off, or I used an app. And so whatever that is for you, it might be that you've discovered that you really succeed when you use some kind of a measuring system. So you like tracking. You feel good when you track. You find success when you track and keep watch over your habits, and you benefit from really keeping track of it. It might be that you are less structured and you really resist the idea of a structure, and you don't do well feeling like you've got to weigh in and make sure you take the time to track it. But you do well when you simply, check in with a friend. You know what? We just check in every once in a while, and I feel accountable to her, and I feel better when I tell her, yeah, you know what? I hit my water goal every day this week, or I hit my water goal 5 days this week. Whatever it is, you want to find the success and be able to build on that and help that inform other habits that you want to change. Okay, so first thing you want to do is you want to celebrate and be proud of what you're already doing well. Yes, I have my little notes here. I don't want to forget anything. And the second thing that you want to do is examine your mindset. So, real quick background on me, if you're not familiar with me. My background is counseling first. So I'm a counselor by training, and I'm really, really passionate about the power of the messages that we send ourselves and how it will inform our success or our struggles. So I do a lot on mindset. We talk a lot on mindset in Mom's Running Club. You can find it a lot on here on the blog or on my website. But here's what I need you to know. If you're succeeding in any area, your mindset is succeeding in that area. You have a successful mindset surrounding that area. So maybe, let's say, you're a great employee. You're great at your job. There's something that you're telling yourself about why it's important to you, that you're good at it, that you're capable of making positive changes in that area, you're capable of growing and being better. There are messages that you're sending. That's your mindset, the messages that you're sending yourself in that area of your life where you are being successful. So your mindset is everything. It is literally you telling yourself whether or not you're going to succeed. So if you've struggled in any area, I guarantee your mindset has struggled. I guarantee there's something in what you're telling yourself about that area that has struggled. So again, I talk a lot about mindset, and I'd love to chat with you about your mindset if you're struggling. But the most important thing you can do, I say the easiest exercise it's called finding your why. Examining your why. And what is a why? So in this case, a why becomes a noun. And we're talking about that deep-seated reason that you want to achieve success. So as we're reevaluating our goals, when you're forming a new goal, when you're looking at the old goals and going, okay, I'm going to tweak it here, I'm going to change it there, make sure you know your why. Make sure you know that deep-seated reason that you want to achieve this goal. Your mindset is dependent upon your why. Your why must be powerful. It must be meaningful. A powerful why is never the size of your jeans or the number on the scale. That doesn't drive us towards success. It can, but it's often short-lived. What does drive us towards success and what does keep us moving forward are the deep-seated reasons. I want to be healthy for my family. I want to have energy, to be able to stay up, hang with my kids, keep up with my kids. I want to be here for my grandchildren. I want to be a role model for my family. Those are all powerful whys. And in many cases, it's all of the above. But what you want to do as you're reevaluating and setting new goals is get that why front and center somehow. So take a moment, take a few moments, take a half hour, take a day, and really spend some time figuring out, what is my why? As I'm forming new goals for the next quarter, what is the deepest, most meaningful reason that I want to achieve my goals? Okay? You got to get that why. You got to get clarity on that why. You got to stay connected to that why. And that will dictate a positive, healthy mindset that keeps you moving forward. So I like to encourage moms, once you've spent some time on your why, maybe I love to put it, make it into a screensaver on your phone. So every time you click open your phone, you see that why. You're reminded of why you're doing what you're doing, why you're pushing yourself, why you're taking time for yourself, why you're getting uncomfortable in your workouts, why you're making some sacrifices. It's because of that deep-seated why. So for me, it's a picture of my kids and, my favorite quote that really keeps me centered and focused on what matters most to me. Okay? It might be a 3x5 card that you tape on your mirror. I guess we're still live. Okay. For a second there, I thought we were going offline. It might be a 3x5 card that you tape to your dashboard on your car. Just really, really important that you take the time to connect with your why and then keep that why front and center. Okay, now, last step. So step number 1, celebrate what you're doing well. Step number 2, examine your mindset, get that why front and center. And finally, now make some goals, all right? So at the beginning of the year, you may have, I know I did not hit all my goals in the first quarter of the year. I got a little injury, it's sidelined me. I've had to, table some races that I wanted to do, and I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to manage that. So it happens. It happens to the best of us. It happens to all of us. But that's why we set goals. If you don't set a goal, you're really, what are you moving towards? So even if you don't achieve your goals, you're still moving forward. I'm happy with the progress that I've made, even though I haven't reached all my goals. I'm okay with that. But now it's time for me to go, okay, so how am I going to keep myself moving forward in 2018, feel good about the year overall despite some setbacks? That's what I'm doing now. So now that you've kind of looked at what you've done well, where you've struggled, examined your mindset, I'd encourage you to set some goals, and I would encourage you to set what I call non-scale victories. So I'm a big believer in measuring our success in other ways than the scale or the size of our jeans. So how can you form some non-scale victories? What kind of goals can you set for yourself? I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I love a race goal. I love a race goal for moms because when you set a race goal, so let's say you decide I'm going to run a 5K on July 4th, because there's lots of local 5K races on July 4th, so it's just a great time. It's just a great time frame from now. When you set that goal and you get your training program, then every workout and every week builds upon each other. So when you have that goal out in front of you, every workout has a purpose. So if I know I'm going to run a 5K on July 4th, then this week I'm going to do this workout, and this workout. those workouts mean more to them because I know they're building me to the strength that I need for that race. So I love a race goal. It's a great way to be consistently getting stronger and not worrying about the scale, but worrying about your strength, worrying about your empowerment, worrying about your time management and fitting in those workouts and doing it for you and your own health and your own wellness. I like, veggies eaten, maybe set a goal of, I'm going to make sure I get 3 veggies a day, every day, in some form or another. Or that water goal, I'm going to get all my water in daily. You might have spiritual goals. You might want to, make sure you read your Bible daily, or you make it to, maybe you work in a Bible study you've always been wanting to do. Whatever goals are important to you. Again, I would say make sure you have that one goal that if you nail it, you will feel amazing. And that's where you're going to put most of your energy, because as busy moms, it's hard for us to set form 17 goals. 1 or 2 or 3 are going to keep us moving forward and are going to be doable and workable in the span of our crazy lives, right? Okay, I'm going to wrap this up, but I just want to say, wherever you're at the end of the first quarter of 2018 does not need to define you. If you're proud of yourself, awesome. I'm proud of you too. I'm excited for you. If you've struggled and if you don't feel like you've done everything you intended to do, it does not define you. Take some lessons, reevaluate, reset some goals, and move forward. It doesn't matter where you're at now. It doesn't matter where you've been. It matters where you're going. And so decide right now you're not going to beat yourself up about any of your choices, because you're focused forward and you're focused on where you're going to be in 3 months. Okay? I'd love to invite you to join us in Mom's Running Club. It's a private community where we support one another and we hold one another accountable, and we talk about the real world challenges that we face day to day, and we pick each other up and we push each other forward, and we just encourage. And wherever you're at, if you're not going to join Mom's Running Club, I hope you have a community like that. I hope you have a friend like that, because we all need to constantly be encouraged, just like we encourage our families. If we don't do it for each other, nobody's going to do it for us, and we deserve it. You deserve it. All right? Make it a great day, everybody. I hope you are feeling really good about setting some goals for the next quarter in 2018. If you're not, hit me up, Corey@momsrunningclub.com, CORI@momsrunningclub.com. See ya.